Hello folks and welcome to another Iron Factory review. Today's subject is their IF-EX54 Bayrazor, aka Beachcomber. And as is the usual for Iron Factory, this guy is designed to fit with the art style of the IDW comics. So he's a bit stylized, his design has a lot of straight edges, and he's not supposed to be a pure G1 recreation. The sculpt itself is pretty detailed. Got some nice molded bits here and there, but they do keep it fairly simplistic as far as things go. Paint-wise, he's really not got a lot of paint on him. The front bumper there and the roll cage painted silver, other little bits of silver. You've got the yellow headlights and the nice painted details on the inside of the legs there. Mine does actually have a paint defect on his chest. You can sort of see a little bit of white there. Not really as noticeable on camera, but yeah, out of the box he had this paint defect, so a little bit of a QC issue there. I would say he has got all the paint that is necessary. Iron Factory definitely didn't go over the top for him, but in this case I think that's probably beneficial. You can play about with this guy as much as you like. Fun to handle, and you don't have to worry about scratching anything for the most part. Cable-wise, he does have a bit of a backpack. I mean, it's got a pretty low profile, and it doesn't flop about, so it's not very annoying or anything like that, but it does actually get in the way of the waist swivel. You have to lift it up a little bit to access that, and it prevents the arm. These wheels prevent the arms from moving further backwards. While I'm on that note, he has a ball joint and a hinge at the neck. A little bit of up and down there. Has a hinge and a ball joint in each shoulder. As I said, the wheels do get in the way of that full range of motion. Has a hinge and a ball joint at the elbow. Just get that double bend and some rotation. He has a hinge in his wrist, which is more for the transformation, but you can probably make some use of it. And then the wrists do rotate. Has a waist rotation, but I did mention you have to move this back kibble out of the way to get access to that. If it's sitting flush completely, you really don't get much wiggle. Then hips are ball joints. Thigh rotation, mushroom peg. Double jointed knee. Now you can actually get more range out of this if you open up the backs of the legs. Get a really deep knee bend, but then of course you do have the panel just sitting open a bit unsightly. A rather useless outward hinge on the ankle there. Again, more for the transformation. But he does of course have some pretty decent range on the ball joints of these ankles there. Some forward and backward as well. The toes are on a hinge and they can rotate as well. All of this articulation is really solid. You shake them about, nothing much is going to move, which is really nice. It makes him really fun to handle. As far as accessories go, he comes with 3 pairs of interchangeable hands. Got the closed fists, and then a pair of open hands, and then a pair of gripping hands. They all just slot in and out pretty easily. He has a small blaster pistol, which can slot into the gripping hands. And then he has an alternate head with a faceplate, which I believe is to match his G1 toy. But yeah, these hands are pretty great. I was worried after Paraglide and Cliff Jumper that the mini-bots wouldn't be getting these interchangeable hands that most of the larger bots have been getting. But yeah, no, I'm really mad about Paraglide now because in my review of him, his hands were my main complaint. And what they've done with Beachcomber here is pretty much exactly what they needed to have done with Paraglide. Like even this, down to this hinge, that would have allowed Paraglide's hands to hide better in alt mode. But yeah, and Beachcomber came out very shortly after Paraglide did, so they clearly could have done it, but they didn't. you know, maybe 1 or 2 releases apart, if not right after each other. But yeah, this review's about Beachcomber. I'm going to shut up about Paraglide for now. But yeah, for a few size comparisons, here he is with Iron Factory Mirage, fellow blue and white bot, and Iron Factory Paraglide, fellow mini bot. That's him with some of the usual suspects. We've got Iron Factory Run Amok on the left there, Core Class Soundwave, and a Lego Stormtrooper. There he is with the Hasbro 2007 movie repaint of Scout Class Hardtop, who you may know was officially repurposed as the Shattered Glass version of Beachcomber. That's him with the New Age version of Hardtop or Shattered Glass Beachcomber. Might have seen Mauricio review the regular G1 Beachcomber version or the G2 Beachcomber version. Yeah, that's probably the main competitor to Iron Factory's release. But as you can see, there is quite a significant size difference between these two guys. So if you're trying to make up your mind which one to get in terms of Beachcomber, probably need to think about what you want them to scale with. Because yeah, Iron Factory does their mini bots a little bit bigger, on the bigger side. New Age, all of their stuff is kind of on the smaller side, I think. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And that's him with the Transformers Universe Legends Class Beachcomber. Yeah, he's had a little bit of an upgrade, hasn't he? To get him transformed, first thing, just remove that blaster. We'll set it to the side for now. Then you can open up this back panel, and that will let you rotate the head and tuck it away inside the chest. Then you can lift up the shoulders, and you want to rotate these around to the back. So the arms are out of the way, and that'll let you bring these wheels around, tab them in just where the arms used to be. Like so. And then next, I'll lift up the roll cage and the seats. Then open up the backs of the legs. Tilt these feet outwards. And then bend those legs over on themselves. Make sure the feet have enough clearance to get past the little silver bits there. And then you can tap them together. Close the panels back up. Make sure the bumper's lined up. Then I want to rotate the feet like this, and then that notch in the back of the feet will slot around his waist. Like that there. Rotate the toes, and then just close them into the sides. That will let you tab the roll cage in. Then last thing, I'm going to rotate the arms so the spoiler's the right way. Then collapse the wrist hinges. We bring the blaster back in, tilt the nozzle down, and that will tab between the arms. Oh. Yeah, and then you can just close that down into place, and there you have it. So here he is in alt mode. He is some kind of off-road buggy, and it is a little different from the G1 style, but still very recognizable as Beachcomber's alt mode. It's got some nice wee details. You do have the seats, a little molded in steering wheel on the left hand side there. The tires are rubber, and I think Mirage is the only other figure they've done that with. Not sure why they chose to do it, but I'm not going to complain. You don't have to use the closed fists for alt mode. As you can see, I've got one of the gripping hands there, but the gripping hands do cause the spoiler to sit a little bit higher, and maybe make that a bit more visible. As far as Iron Factory goes, the hands are very well hidden. You know, they're prone to making figures with visible hand syndrome, but Beachcomber is a lot better than their usual. Weapon storage is nice. New Age hardtop doesn't have that, but yeah, you kind of got the handle of the blaster sticking out the back there, a little bit unsightly, but I think that's better than just having a gap. You can do that if you want, but it's up to you. You can actually also, I just noticed this when I was recording this video, you can have the handle flipped out and still tab that in. Now you'll need to angle the spoiler up a little bit, but you can have a little weaponized mode. Beachcomber, I guess, is supposed to be a pacifist, so maybe that doesn't make a lot of sense, but you can do it if you like. For a few alt mode size comparisons, there he is with Mirage and Paraglide again. That's him with Runabout and the Lego Stormtrooper. There he is with the hardtops. Then last and most certainly least, Universe Beachcomber. So that pretty much covers Iron Factory Beachcomber. These are really fun little bots, and I quite like the direction that Iron Factory is going with these mini bots. They're keeping that consistent style that they've sort of established, making little upgrades to the articulation here and there, and of course getting rid of those slot type hands that Paraglide and Cliffjumper had. That was definitely a wise decision. But yeah, if you're in the market for a Legend Scale Beachcomber and you maybe don't know between the New Age and the Iron Factory, of course check out Mauricio's review of the New Age version. I'm going to be taking a look at the Shattered Glass New Age Beachcomber in a little bit. I'll maybe do a more direct comparison in that one. But yeah, just in general, the main thing to look at is probably the size, what you want them to scale with. If G1 cartoon accuracy is what you're looking for, then it's New Age hands down. If that's not important to you, I think there's a fair case to be made for either option. But yeah, that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.